Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome to the Mencia Minutes, where I take stories that happen during the week that I find funny or interesting and give you my take on them. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're getting vaccinated. Let's get going. So the first story that I found interesting was a lady gets attacked by a bear. Okay, I want to make fun of her. There's the thing right there. What are you doing? But it's in Alaska. Okay, well maybe she's not an idiot. She's out in the middle of nowhere. She got bit by a bear while at an outhouse. Okay, now I find it interesting. So I don't know if she's going number one or number two, but she goes to sit down. Boom! Feels a bite on her ass. The bear bit her in the ass because the bear was inside the outhouse, saw her coming. Now I don't know, but in my head, it's probably a bear that was into some fetish. Maybe he's into golden showers. That's what I think. That he was into golden showers and he went in there and said, "This is my day. I found it. She's gonna shower me and I'm gonna love it." But then, boom, she Stanley steamered his ass. He got pissed and said, "I'm not into that." Boom, and bit her in the ass. Or at least that's how I think it went. So this next story is about that one guy who had his picture taken while he had his feet on Nancy Pelosi's desk. Yeah, that guy. Well, that guy's been in jail and they haven't let him out since he got arrested. So the other day, I don't know if you saw it, but he was complaining. "It's not fair. How do you do this to people? I should be out. This isn't right." And there is no sympathy from the hood. I'm sorry, dude, but that has been happening to people of color forever. We've been complaining about this forever. Do you know how much $5,000 is to them, somebody who's poor? Yeah, because the system, supposedly innocent until proven guilty. But the majority of the times, you are treated as if you are actually guilty before you're innocent. So I was like, ah ha ha. But then I started thinking, my people, right? People of color, we've been complaining about this for decades. Some people for centuries. And nothing has really changed. But now it's white people, and now people are gonna listen, because when white people complain, that's different. So you know what? You're right, brother. It is wrong for them to treat you that way, and you keep complaining, and you from the inside fundamentally change the system, because when white people complain, shit gets done. But wait, there's better, man. Because did you hear about the guy who got arrested recently who was actually part of the Trump administration? This dude told the judge that he wants to be transferred to a cell with no roaches. Yes, keep complaining because things are gonna get better. Now they're gonna let people out. Now, you know, who deserve it, by the way. You know, they're not gonna put bails that are so high that it doesn't really matter. And on top of that, they're gonna fumigate and get rid of the roaches? Oh my God, this is heaven sent. Keep complaining, crackers. Keep complaining. Change the system from within. Now, speaking of the insurrection, for all the people that want to minimize it, and you know, whoever you are, that's the capital of my country. I took that very seriously. But I don't know if you know that recently some of the people that were arrested said that had they had guns, they would have killed a bunch of politicians. Yeah, so for you people that don't think or didn't think that that was real as fuck. No, not everything is funny. As I said, some of the shit is just interesting. It's crazy, right? But here's my take on it. Most people in this country who are bitching about this country have no idea how awesome it is, because about 70% of Americans never leave this country, and you people have no idea how amazing America is. I think everybody in this country should be kicked the fuck out and made to go live in another country for a few weeks at least, so that you realize how amazing America is. And when you come back, you ain't gonna bitch. You ain't gonna complain. You ain't gonna whine. You're just gonna say, "Thank God I live in the greatest country in the world." So recently, a Virginia man swam 5.35 miles with handcuffs on to break a Guinness Book of Records. That's in my wheelhouse, man. 20 years ago, I would have jumped on that story and immediately said, of course, I know people that can blubbity, blubbity, blubbity. But I didn't want to go there. You know what I mean? I said to myself, wait a minute, don't go for the easy joke. Let's just talk about this. So I called a buddy of mine who I call a veterano. Veterano back in East LA, it's like a veteran, right? It's somebody who used to be in a gang, but he's too old now. He's still part of it, but it's a different thing. So anyway, I called him up and I go, hey bro, did you hear this dude? This guy, because just so put it in perspective, when I was a kid, there were jokes like, this one, all right? Hey Carlos, how come lowriders have really small wheels? Why, bro? So you could drive with handcuffs. That's my buddy Chew. He used to tell that joke. So we were there already. So I call my buddy and I go, hey, what do you think about that? And he said, man, let me tell you, bro, 5.3 fucking miles on. I could do like fucking 10 vatos straight up, Holmes, cause shit. All the shit that I could do with handcuffs, bro, I can't even tell you, Holmes. You know what I said? Bring a camera and bring some handcuffs, dude, and then we could break a lot of fucking records. So there you go, man. Sometimes the truth is just the truth, baby. It is what it is. This next story starts off with a kid saying, I was gonna be a mashed potato. Okay, so here's what happened. He was hiding in a trash can. They picked up the trash can. They threw the trash inside the truck, and then they began to compact it, and then one of the guys realized there's a kid in there. All right, so when I read this, I was gonna make fun of this kid immediately, but then I realized, okay, wait a minute. With all this woke shit happening, please don't blame this on Oscar the Grouch, because that somewhere out there, there's somebody, a bunch of people who read that story and are like, you see what happens when our kids watch Oscar the Grouch living in a trash can, and then they think that they can live in a trash can, and then they end up as mashed potatoes, and whose fault is it? The Muppets. It's not the Muppets' fault. And by the way, not to be a dick, but hey kid, I'm talking to you. When they picked you up, you could have said some shit. When they leaned it in, you could have said some shit. When you went in, you could have said some shit. And you waited until you were almost a mashed potato? Bro, that's on you. This story is why I find animal people utterly astonishing. Because you love animals way more than you love people. And I talked about this last week. But here's what happened. There was a coyote out in the ocean. A police saw it, right? A cop saw it, and he got in the boat and he went out there and he brought him to shore, right? That is an animal lover right there. Immediately, let's go check him, because do you remember a couple of weeks ago when I talked about the 3 Cubans that were on an island and they found them and the helicopter saw them, but did the helicopter go down and pick them up? No. It flew away and came back to pick them up the next day. That's animal lovers right there. An animal? Let's get them in. Come on, hurry up. The 3 Cubans? Well, we'll be back tomorrow. I'm kind of tired. I don't want to send my thing down. And yes, the guy had an accent. Okay. I'm just saying, man, accents are funny. Ladies, gentlemen, LGBTQ, whatever you are, whatever letter it is, it doesn't matter to me. You know why? Because I don't care. It's your life. You do what you want, man. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Live your life. But here's my point. What are you attracted to, huh? Would you ever be attracted to a homeless dude? When's the last time you saw a homeless dude as a piece of coal and thought, in there is a diamond in the rough? You ever thought that? Well, check out this one, man. This homeless dude was just given a haircut and went from this to that. Right? That dude is homeless. Look how hot he is. If I was into that, I would bang his ass like that. And the beauty of it is, you don't even have to take him home afterwards. He's homeless. I love this story, man. So this woman threatened to sell her kids on eBay when she came home, and they had redecorated the house with a talcum powder, which is baby powder. And I thought, listen, man, I grew up old school. I have 11 sisters and 6 brothers. My parents were filled with discipline, but I get that things have changed, man. But I think a little bit of fear is healthy, you know? And a lot of people are like, can you believe this woman did that? Listen, I don't think that you should raise your kids that way today because nobody else does. Because here's the difference, right? Okay, when I was a kid, there was this monster, right? This monster was called El Cucuy. And this dude actually watched over us when our parents weren't around. That was like our babysitter. But here's the difference. My father told me that there was this thing called the Cucuy, and if you didn't pay, this is what he said. His name is the Cucuy, mijo. And if you don't listen, he eats you. But he eats you from the dick first. And I don't remember how old I was, but I was like, come on, dude, that is such a story. But when I went to school the next day, and I told all the other kids, and I go, dude, have you guys heard about this thing called the Cucuy? And all the other kids went, oh my God, the one that eats your dick? And I went, oh my God, he's real? See, that doesn't happen today. Today, if that kid went and said, hey, let me tell you what my mom said, she's gonna sell me on eBay or whatever, and all the other kids would be like, oh my God, that is so rude, I can't believe your mom would do that. And then a teacher would hear it, and then the teacher would, their feelings, and they have emotions, and I get it now, man, I get it. Feelings are real. They are real for kids, for adults, for everybody. So, you know what? You don't want to hurt your kid's feelings? Completely understandable. You do what is best for your kid. Just know that if that's how you raise your kids, he's going to grow up to be a pussy. So this guy banned his girlfriend from wearing tampons, and he said, if you do, I'm going to break up with you. So I first read this, and in the Me Too moment, what is wrong with you, dude? You can't tell a woman that. But I kept reading on. And it's not that the guy is against tampons. He's against specifically his girlfriend with tampons, and it has nothing to do with him. It's because she's forgetful. And she sometimes leaves them in there and doesn't realize or forgets that she had it in there. Number one, that is dangerous and can cause toxic pussy. Or I don't know, there's a term for it. That's what I call it, toxic vagina. But more importantly, and I might be really ignorant, but ladies, when you put a tampon in there, do you forget? You can literally forget and not feel that it's in there? Or is it because she's loose? Hey, don't get mad at me. I'm just asking a fucking question. That's all. So Nancy Navarro, a local legislator in some town somewhere in Maryland, was on a Zoom call during official business, and a couple of the people had no idea that they had not muted their microphones. So they were overheard making fun of this woman's accent, and it really pissed me off. Not because they were making fun of her accent, but because her accent was really not that bad. You know, you would think, right, that her name is Navarro, so you would assume that her accent was like, okay, we need to formalize the proposal. So no, it wasn't even that close. That's what bothered me. Not because they made fun of her accent, because as I said earlier, accents are fucking funny. You know what I'm saying, son? God damn it, you need to learn how to spoke right, you son of a bitch. You see what I'm saying? They're funny. So in California, some stores are thinking that they might open a gender-neutral section for kids specifically. Stop it, stop it, stop it. And it's not what you think. But you're already telling me to be okay with transgender, to be okay with LGBTQ, which, by the way, I am. Whatever you do, whatever makes you happy, whatever you want to eat, put in your mouth, stick inside you, it matters not to me as long as you're not hurting anybody. But it doesn't make sense to do a transgendered section when you're telling me that I shouldn't be bothered or care if a guy's in the girl section or a girl's in the guy section. So if I'm okay with that, then why do we need that one section? Let everybody go to whatever section they want. And if you're worried about the judgy part, then you haven't done your job in making sure that all of us don't give a shit. I don't give a shit, all right? Okay, so, all right, I have 11 sisters and 6 brothers, all right? And 8 girls were born in a row before me, and I wore hand-me-downs. Do you understand what that means? Huh? I wore blouses to school. I wore Jordache jeans to high school. They didn't make them for men. Yes, but I can't complain. You know why? Because pretty much every single time I wore Jordache jeans, I got a little behind the bleachers at school. Because I look sexy. No, I really did. No, not look sexy. I don't know about that. But I really did get BJs behind when I wore those pants. Yeah. So the snorkeler discovers 25 bricks of cocaine, right? And what does he do? He immediately calls the cops. Now, anybody that grew up in the hood had the same reaction that I did immediately. What? Why would you call the cops? But then I started thinking, pretty much every single movie where somebody finds drugs and then tries to sell them, like No Country for Old Men, and they all pretty much end the same, except for True Romance where they lived. But in all the other ones, they die, right? And so I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I've lived this before. In the little tiny town where my dad grew up, a plane crash had a bunch of coke and a bunch of people, they became drug dealers, and literally 20% of the young men ended up dying within the next 5 years because of all this. So I'm gonna go backwards and say, you know what? You did the right thing. And that's what I would do too now, man. Back in the day, my dumbass would have tried to sell it. But today, let me tell you what I would do. If I found 25 bricks while snorkeling, I would get out of that water, immediately go to my phone and say, hey, police department, you need to come over here because I was snorkeling and I just found 24 bricks of cocaine in the water. In this new Me Too age and, the sexualization in the past of women, it just feels like women have to be one or the other. But no, it's not like that. The beauty of it is that now, ladies, it was never your fault. You were never too sexy. It was us. We were the dicks that were making the comments. So you can be whatever you want to be. Like, look at this woman. She's an engineer working for Chevron, making the world a better place, giving energy and life to the rest of the world. But when she goes home, damn! You see, ladies? You can be an engineer and think about how to drill, and then you can go home and wear that and be drilled. They're both okay. Okay, so a lot of people think that America has changed a lot. It really hasn't. The difference is that the voices, the crazy people on both edges are the ones that everybody's listening to, right? The people that say you shouldn't have any taxes and nothing, and then no government at all, right? And then the anarchy, whatever. And then there's the other ones that are like, no, everything should be free. And all of us that are in the middle, the sane people, our voices are not getting heard. But the beauty is, okay, so for all you people way on the right who think that all people on the left, right, all Democrats, they're crazy and they're all socialists. Well, guess what happened in Nevada? Some people got it, like a few people got elected that are very, very, very far left. So a bunch of staffers on the Democratic Party, you know what they did? They quit. And they said, no. This is too much. That is crazy. Thank you. Yes. This goes to show everybody that no matter right or left, it's the crazy people with these fucking crazy ideas. The majority of us, we want to pay taxes, just not too much. Do you understand what I'm saying? Everything's a little bit in the middle. That's all I'm saying, man. But it's a beautiful thing. And go check out the story so that you could see that even people, even people on the left think crazy people on the left are too crazy. Just like some of you on the right think some of the right is too crazy. Yes, because crazy people, guess what they are? Fucking crazy. This next story is gonna piss some of you off. Not me, because I've lived long enough to know that the people with power get privileges that the rest of us don't get. How do I know? Because of my dog, Lucky. My dog, Lucky, it was a few years back, but the law already existed in California that if a dog bites a human being, they just put down the dog. And my dog bit this kid in the ass, and they put the dog down. I don't know if you know this or not, but Biden's dog recently bit somebody in the Oval Office. He didn't get put down. He just got sent home back to Delaware because being president of the United States has its perks. You know what? I shouldn't even be mad. He probably just pardoned his fucking dog. I don't even know why this is a story. Sorry. You know what I love about Shades of Grey? That it's not black and white. It's not predictable. It shows that nuance is really where everything is at. So you would think that people that are in jail, right, committed a crime, how good can these people be? Well, let me tell you, they beat the shit out of this dude named George Barahona. Why? Because he's a convicted child killer. They found out, and 5 dudes got around and beat his ass. And if it wasn't for the guards who saved him, they would have killed him. I love the shades of gray. And it just made me feel a little positive. I don't know who did it, but I don't know if you've seen recently the Netflix documentary on Richard Ramirez. Do you know how proud we were, and I say we, everybody from the hood, when that story came out, that he was literally thanking the police for showing up? I'm talking about Richard Ramirez, and saying, thank you, you saved my life. Because even though he's a Latino, we hated the fact that he was one of us, representing us poorly. Because the majority of serial killers, are middle-aged white guys. That's about 90-something% of them. And every once in a while, a Richard Ramirez comes around and we're just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, we don't have enough shit to deal with. Now we're fucking serial killers. But we got the chance to show the world that dude isn't one of us. And if it wasn't for the cops, we would have killed him. Shades of gray. So, I was talking to a female friend of mine who was talking to me about the male-dominated society, and she showed me an article that said we must talk about period poop. So I guess there's something about pooping while on your period I don't know about, and I didn't read the article. But wait, ladies, wait, hold on. Here's why. She said, you see, you don't even want to read the article. And I said, hold on there. I'll read the article, but after we read and talk about that article, then we can talk about smegma. For you people that don't know, smegma is for men that are not circumcised, and if you don't peel the skin back and clean on the inside, within a couple of days it starts developing what is called smegma, and it's white, and it's, oh, you don't want me to talk about it? Then you shut the fuck up about your period poops, and I will shut the fuck up about my dick cheese. So it started to rain. Yeah, I feel like I'm doing the weather out here. Whatever, man, it's all good. Listen, I'm in Oregon, I'm having fun, it's all good. So this next story is about the kangaroo that escaped and was out for a couple of days. It was in Alabama. But hey, Alabama, it's all good. They found it and they caught it. There's nothing funny about the story except for Alabama. And why is it Alabama? Because I want to make fun of Alabama? No, sir. I'm going to be in Birmingham, Alabama at the Stardome. So get your tickets, not a lot left. And I'm going to be in Huntsville, Alabama too. So that's all this was about. It wasn't even about the kangaroo, man. It was just about, yes, of course, there can be a story about a theoretical redneck who's like, did you see that giant mouse bouncing around outside? Holy shit. But no, this is just about me performing in Alabama. That's it. I'm going to see you soon, Alabama. And for the rest of you, I'm on it, man. I'm getting back into the groove, going out on tour. It's called No Hate, No Fear, because I got no hate in my heart, but I ain't afraid to say whatever I want. Until I see you, or until next week, hasta la pasta.